So I watched a news reporter, I won't say what network, but I'm sure you guys can figure this out. You've been seeing the clip. Ask why, when Barack Obama did his ICE raids, there was not the same level of agitation that we're seeing with Donald Trump's administration. Well, I'm going to give you my objective and reasonable opinion based on my training and experience and 25 years of dealing with protest. Okay, like directly in an undercover capacity, in a uniform capacity on the front line. I'm going to give you my opinion based on that, not my emotions, not my feelings, not my pro-Trump or anti-Obama feelings or anything else like that. Look, I'm going to make it clear. If you have TDS and you've dug your heels to believe that everything Donald Trump is doing is wrong no matter what, this post is not for you. Just swipe. If you are an ultra MAGA who believe Donald Trump can do no wrong, just swipe. I don't need you either, okay? This is for the Americans who are objective and reasonable and are open to hearing all sides. So I'm just giving you another side, okay? That's it. And hopefully with this information, you will draw your own conclusions as to what's really happening out here, all right? So here's the difference between Barack Obama's ICE raids and Donald Trump. Barack Obama deported 5 million people. How did he do that? Do you think he just wrote a letter to these folks and said, hey, thanks for visiting my country. I appreciate you staying here for a while, but it's time for you to go. You think that's how it went? No. You think he showed up on somebody's doorsteps, knocked on the door, said, hey, you're not supposed to be here. Thanks for visiting. Here's a gift basket. Go back to your home country. Do you think that's how he did that? 5 million people? You think that's how he did that? No. He did the same raids that Trump's doing today. There was no difference. The only difference is he didn't get the same smoke. Why? Because he was everybody's favorite president. Everybody loved him. So they didn't want to put a black eye on his presidency, so he didn't get the same smoke. Yeah, we had a few protests. Yeah, we had a few sit-ins, but not the level of agitation that we're seeing today with the Trump administration. Let me give you an example of selective outrage. Nancy Pelosi went down to the detention centers run by Obama. You remember the kids in cages photo that everybody was floating around trying to blame Trump for? I think we all should know that that was under the Obama administration. The kids in cages thing was Barack Obama. Okay? And Nancy Pelosi went down to the detention center and she was overcome with emotion on what she saw. And she expressed that, but she held her tongue. She didn't give Obama the same smoke she gave Donald Trump because that was her guy. And she respected his authority, even though she didn't agree with what was happening. And she held her tongue. Her and other politicians didn't get together and tell their police forces to go to war with Barack Obama and his ICE administration. That's the difference. What's happening to ICE today is billionaires and activists funding and orchestrating organized chaos, because their goal is to give the illusion and the political theatrics that the Trump administration and his ICE is failing and his ICE is causing chaos, when they're not. They're doing the same job they did under the Barack Obama administration. The difference is they're getting the smoke. Do we recall anybody under the Barack Obama administration dropping off their child, shaving their head, getting in the car with their partner and driving 6 hours to another state to lead a caravan to impede and block ICE officers? ICE agents. We didn't see that under Barack Obama. We're seeing that today in mainly blue cities, because these blue cities want to use the imagery of the chaos they create with officers and agitating the situation and stressing these officers out and causing all kind of havoc to push their narrative because they hate the current administration. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Never have I seen elected officials basically tell their officers to fight against ICE. Never have I seen elected officials tell their citizens to resist at this level. I've never seen it. So that's the only difference between what happened with Obama's administration and what's happening to Trump, is that there are people funding organized chaos to create the optics to you to cause you to lose faith in the current administration. That's it. That's all, guys. You have to know this by now. I've been working protests for 25 years. I've seen it all. I've worked it as an undercover officer for 2 years. I've worked protests. And I've seen how organized these people are. See, that's when I talk to people. I'm talking from experience. I'm not talking from a political standpoint. I've seen how organized. I've seen lawyers out there showing people how to avoid arrest or how to get out of jail or what to do. I've seen organizers telling people how to get out of holds with the police, how to get out of being arrested. I've seen this. I was actually pretending to be one of them. And now it's been turned up, it's been magnified, it's been strengthened, it's more intensified than I've ever seen it before. More people are putting money into these types of protests. Once again, to create the imagery that you have a fascist president, that you're living under a dictatorship. Well, in my opinion, if it is a dictatorship, so was Barack Obama's. Obama was a dictator you liked. Trump's the one you didn't. But neither men are dictators, guys. Let's stop with this stupid language that we're using to describe, because this language you're using towards ICE agents and this administration and everybody involved is going to get what already has, people killed. It's going to get people killed. So my whole thing is, I hate hypocrisy and I hate selective outrage. So if you're going to give this administration smoke, and he hasn't deported nearly as many people as Barack Obama, I want to see you give Barack Obama the same smoke. Well, I actually don't. But just so I can respect you a little bit more, he should be in your conversations as well.